When you buy or rent a house in Germany, it usually comes without a kitchen. Yep, you hear right. So when a German moves, the kitchen moves too. Welcome back to my channel, America's Got Germans, and my name is Anni. I'm very excited because I will take you on a little home tour today and show you all the difference I have noticed compared to our German home. It already starts when you want to enter our house. Do you see what's missing? We don't have a doorbell and you basically have to knock, but I'm not sure if that is typical American because I have seen houses with doorbells, so maybe they just forgot to install it when they built our house. I wouldn't be surprised about that either. The second thing which is confusing to me is why a lot of houses have two doors. As you can see, we have a screen or so-called storm door, and behind this door there is a normal door. Well, actually that is not normal to me either. I will explain it to you in a second. But to be honest, I wasn't even sure what the purpose of this storm door might be, and that is why I asked Google today. And Google says storm doors work as a way to protect your entry door from the elements like rain, ice or snow. When properly installed, a storm door can add an additional layer of insulation, creating pockets that keep warm air in and cold air out. Guys, basically, for me, that is a definition of a German front door. So why do you guys need two doors instead of installing one proper door that does all the magic I was just mentioning? Let's talk about the other doors. So, well, this door does not close when you close it. That might sound confusing to my American friends. To explain what I mean, let's have a look at my brother's front door. Can you see the difference? Basically, there is no doorknob when you close the door, and in order to get into the house, you need a key. For me, it makes so much more sense as you cannot forget to lock the door, but of course you can also lock yourself out if you leave the key inside. But the doors here, however, don't lock, and you always have to remember to use your key to lock them. And I honestly keep forgetting it, but please don't tell anyone. This is our kitchen, and to me it looks like a typical American kitchen. Not only is it bigger, I mean the fridge is bigger, the sink is bigger, the whole thing is just big. It also has a kitchen island, which I've seen I think in all the houses I've seen so far. And it's very practical for food preparation and also for storage. I also learned that Americans like to have breakfast here, for instance, but as you can see we haven't bought any chairs yet to sit there, as I guess we wouldn't use it anyways. But now that I'm thinking about it, it would also be a nice spot for friends to sit at while I would entertain them and prepare food. So maybe yeah, I should get chairs at one point. Anyways, what is also typical American to me is or are framed cabinets. Americans love framed cabinets, while Germans, they usually prefer a more simpler and less busy look, I would say. And also the countertops, they are different. Here you have the granite look, while Germans, they usually go for a wooden or a natural looking countertop, I would say. Oh, one thing I really want to show, which I love, is, oh wait a second, I need to turn the camera around. I'm not sure if I can manage that. Give me a second. Okay, I didn't manage to turn the camera around, but I'm back. Hey! All right, the one thing I really wanted to show you is that most American fridges comes with a water and ice dispenser, and I love it. This is definitely one thing I never want to miss again, and any of my future fridges will have that function for sure. All right, talking about the fridge, not only are the fridges bigger here, and by the way, this is a small one, the German fridges are usually built in, meaning they blend in with the cabinets, and sometimes you have to ask the person who lives in the house where the fridge is because you cannot see it as it looks like all the other cabinets, okay? Another typical American thing you can find right over here And it is an in-sink garbage disposal. You basically throw all your leftovers in there. Wait, let me show you. Okay, so goodbye. You put it in there, right? You push the button here, over here, okay, and then it's gone. And, oh, sorry, it was a bit noisy. And I actually have never seen that in Germany. I'm not even sure if it's allowed to have one of these. Well, Germans usually throw the leftovers in a specific bin for organic garbage, and that gets picked up like all the other garbages every other week. Okay, oh, I almost forgot to talk about the stove. So Americans cook with gas, while most of my friends at home in Germany, they have a ceramic cooktop or even cook with induction. And to be very honest, having a gas stove in my house freaks me out sometimes because I'm always afraid that we forget to turn it off or the kids turn it on without us noticing. And the food doesn't taste different to me. That's why I would definitely prefer to have my German stove back. Okay, but one cool thing my friend has installed in her kitchen is a water tap above her stove. I think this is very handy when you need water for your pots to cook with, and I have also never seen that one before. Last but not least, a fun fact for my American friends. When you buy or rent a house in Germany, it usually comes without a kitchen. Yep, you hear right. So when a German moves, the kitchen moves too. And to be honest, that was one part I always hated when I moved to a different place, and I don't know why we are doing this. It just doesn't make sense. And yeah, you might not have the kitchen of your dream in your new place, but buying a new kitchen, installing a new kitchen every time you move is just pain. So I definitely prefer the American way. Really quick, guys, I just wanted to thank everyone who has subscribed to my channel, left me a comment or a thumbs up, because honestly, I always get so excited when I get a new comment or a subscriber, and it helps me, of course, to grow my channel and to keep on doing what I love to do. So if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button. I mean, you can always unsubscribe if you don't like what you see, which of course I doubt. Anyways, with that being said, let's get back to the video. Welcome to the favorite room of my kids, which is obviously the playroom. And my American friends might have already noticed a few differences. I would like to talk about the biggest one which comes to my mind, and that is that a lot of my kids' friends, they have a playroom, but then they sleep in a different room. Not all of them, but I've seen it a lot. And I think this is very smart because most likely it will also help with bedtime routines. And if I would have this space, I would definitely think about it. But I have never seen that in Germany. So the German kids sleep and play in the same room like my kids do. One thing I would like to show my German friends is that this room has a lot of doors. So there's one back there, which is obviously the entrance, but then we have 3 more. 1, 2, 3. And you might wonder what's behind those doors. My American friends know. But for my German friends, I guess let's go and find it out. So American rooms and apartments, they have built-in closets. It's very common that every room comes with a smaller room attached that is used for clothes. And in Germany, most, and I'm talking like 90% of the homes, do not have a separate room as a closet. Instead, Germans will buy furniture to hang and store their clothes. And when a German moves, guess what? The closet moves with them, like the kitchen. Maybe that is why Germans don't move as often as Americans do. And behind that door, you can find a bathroom. You might wonder, how different can a bathroom be? Spoiler, very different. I can't wait to talk about how different Americans and Germans do their business. I know, no one wants to talk about it, but I do. But as it's a long story, and it would be too much to put it all in one video, I will upload that in my next video, so don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching and auf Wiedersehen.